Hi, thanks for checking our channel here. This is going to be, I don't know if it'll be a repair video, but it'll definitely be a troubleshooting video. This is on a Cyclops Brute 110 volt version. This thing is pretty rough. It's definitely seen better days. I don't know where this thing's installed at. It's definitely got some chicken bird shit on there. But look at all the dirt and grime inside this thing. This has been worked on before. Not by, this has been manufactured June 2nd of 2013 was when this was built, so this is an 11-year-old unit, but I can tell it's been worked on because some of the connectors on the board spliced in. They got different spade connectors on there from the factory ones, and yeah, pretty rough looking. A lot of dirt and grime on the capacitors and corrosion. If you own Cyclops unit, plug-in AC model or 12 volt version, either install them indoors or if you have them outside, you gotta protect them. These plastic cases on there aren't the greatest when it comes to being outside in the weather. They have no seals on them, and it's kind of, you know, see how it's kind of a nice dark red on the back and inside, but the outside's pretty faded. So it's pretty brittle. There's no seals on it, so water and dirt and grime does get inside. Yeah, this is pretty crusty inside. Let me see if I can blow some of this dirt and grime out of here. Camera's not bringing it in, but man, there's a lot of dust flying everywhere. Can of air is getting pretty cold. Shut her down. Okay. Alright, let's just take a peek in here real quick, see if I see anything out of the norm. This fuse holder's been changed at least. This one's got the factory style one on there. These resistors are not looking too great. Capacitors are supposed to be red and they've turned black, which that happens with age. So if it's at the original board and it's 10, 11 years old, the capacitor's probably okay, just wore out from age. Let's plug it in here, but I'm afraid I'm going to get stuff arcing everywhere. Maybe. Let's unplug one of these jumper leads. And these are 30 microfarad capacitors. So I'll unplug one of the jumper wires between them. Just so that way they're not tied together. I'm going to test them individually. It should read 30. That was 31. 30.30 on the dot. Alright, so capacitors are fine. Now if it's arcing everywhere, we're going to have to do some cleaning and rewiring. Look at all the grime down inside there. Look at all that. Okay, well, let's plug it in, see what it does. Arcing like I thought it would. Right down here on these wires on the capacitor. Watch this. Turn the light off overhead. Make it easier to see. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else wrong over here, but at least we know at the moment that all this board stuff right here is fine because it is cycling and doing its job. And we know the primer is good on the transformer because it's allowing the capacitors to discharge into it. But we're going to have to replace all this wiring. And we're going to have to, I think it's already burnt up that. Alright, let me get the Dremel tool out, a rotary tool, whatever you want to call it, with a wire brush. I'm going to scrub on those leads, those tabs on the capacitors. First I'm going to discharge them. So I accidentally jump across it and discharge into that deal. I'm going to take my fancier meter here and I'm going to got a 100 ohm resistor and I'm just going to go across the capacitor with it, bleed it off. May have a charge built up, it may not have, but let's hold on there for a minute, for a moment. Okay. All that stuff on there. Look at all that crap built up on there. Look at all that. Now we could put new capacitors in there if they were too corroded up, but they turned out really good. This one's not as bad. There's a real crunchy one right there and right there. Those turn out really good as well. Okay, well, we're going to put on new wires though. We're not going to leave those wires on there because I know that they're not arcing right now on the board, but they will. And that's pretty not as crunchy, but it's got some on there, so we're going to clean those up too. Alright, I'm going to take this wire here. It's just number 14 gauge black and red wire. We're just going to snip it in half. And we're just, doesn't have to be black or red, but as long as we wire it the right way, the color doesn't really matter. If I got enough spade connectors in stock. I just ordered some more, but oh shoot, I'm getting low. May have enough, may not. The blue ones fit real good on this 14 gauge. The red ones or pink ones or whatever, I think are made for a little bit smaller gauge. And I think I've got some more of those, so if I need to go to a little bit smaller gauge wire, probably make that work. The only other option is to solder the wires to those tabs, and we can do that if we have to, I guess. Let's see, do I have any dielectric grease I can put on here? Not, that's me. I might have some at the house, but I don't have any out here. Come on. There's that. Jumper, capacitor back together. Same thing with the red one. So go from here over there. I'm just going to snip it right here. That's a little longer what the other ones were, but not a big deal. Okay, let's plug that wire. Okay, so red wire, we'll strip off it. Do I have any more blue spade connectors? I think I've used them all. Let's see if the red one will let it fit. A little snug, but it's fitting in there. Let's see, get my red ones out. Okay, get this black wire. Alright, there's that. Now let's see. Let's check this fuse real quick. This is your output protection fuse. Can't tell if it's any good or not, so once you test the fuse with a meter, we'll just do a continuity check on it, see if it beeps at us when you test across it. That fuse is bad. Alright, so that takes a 2 amp fuse. Ooh. Let me go dig some up. I don't know if I've got a 2 amp fuse or not. Let me go look. If anything, I can put a 1 amp in there just for testing wise, and we'll get some more 2 amps later on. Let me go do some digging here real quick. Alright, got a 2 amp fuse. That fuse looks awful weird, but I guess it's in there. Let's I think we're gonna, oh shit, that's broken. I bet we're gonna have some arcing going on this thing too. That's broken too. God dang. God. Well, this poor thing is hooked up, plugged in. Oh, that freaking broke right off the board. Oh, man. Customers need to do some, help a guy out. Put this to help the unit out more or less, but save some time and effort on labor by installing the units in a better location to protect it from protecting it somewhat. Luckily, we've got those little spade connectors for the board. We've got some right there, so that one. Replace a few of them. Let's get some of these out. See if we can do some working on that output board. Imagine if those weren't arced up, they would be throwing sparks everywhere on that output board. Transformer wires, the contacts on it are all rotted off, so I'll strip that back and crimp new spec connectors on there. But we can't really do none of that until we do some work on this board. God. And back to that board's a mess. I don't know if I've got another one, I might just put a new board on there. Let me look real quick. Alright, I did have a new board, so I think we're just gonna, for now, I'll save this board. Because I think we're gonna have to do a lot of work. I mean, look at the back side of the board's all corroded on the, obviously on the terminal. So probably have a hell of a time getting the solder to pull off there to be able to solder new ones on. So I imagine we're gonna have to replace some. That was holding on by a thread. Yeah, those are all ate up and corroded and arced up real bad. So this poor unit was in a rough that one's broken. board is, these contacts are junk. Look at all these, look at how bad that is. All the corrosion on there. Okay. Oh, shit. Open up a can of worms on this one. We're going to have to put new connections on this fuse and probably on this hot terminal down there that goes from the fence terminal to the board. Probably have to put a new one on there as well. This poor fence charger. That one's broken. Freaking thing didn't even spit the fuse out. Alright, well, we're going to put a new fuse holder on it as well. Yeah, poor board, but I'd probably clean and fix up on all that stuff and it'd probably still arc on things. Just waste more time than what this board's worth. Come on, get off there. Come on, come on. The fuse just flew out of there. Where the hell did it go? There's the fuse. Alright, the fuse holder I'm going to put in there. It's a threaded cap type. Has a threaded cap to it, so I think it's just a better quality made one versus this push and turn type. Don't worry about the little ears popping off. It is a little bit bigger around on the piece that goes through the case, so we're going to have to wallow out that hole a little bit because it physically won't go all the way in there. See, it gets about there and stops. Easiest way I know how to do this, at least for us, versus using a file, is get one of these stepper bits. And we don't want to make it a perfect circle because the whole thing would spin. The fuse holder would. So make it a perfect circle to start with. And we'll see which way I need to wallow it out. Looks like side to side, up and down, and side to side a little bit. We'll use this one. You basically, as we're spinning this, we're going to do like a saw blade. I'm going to grind away this plastic. And we'll test fit it a little bit more. Don't take too much off. Just a tidbit more. Almost there. Give it back to me. That's where we want it. Alright, take this nut. It's a metal one versus that plastic one they were using. Wish I was right-handed or left-handed sometimes. Get that set on where it's not cross-threaded. There we go. Take a pair of pliers and we'll turn this. Since that's not a perfect circle, kind of an egg shape or whatever, the little fuse hole will turn so far and hit the case and stop as you're tightening it. And that case actually holds this thing, keeps it from spinning all the way around on you. Alright, we're going to put a new wire on this, so to do that we got to flip this to the front. Move these things out of the way. Don't need those now. Take the knob off. All the washers, and there's a nut behind there. I don't remember what size it is. Let's see if this fits it. It might be too small. That's the right size. Corrosion down inside there. Look at all that. Alright, I need some skinnier wire. This is the output side, doesn't use as much energy. It doesn't have as much current on the outside, on the output side, so we don't need as big a gauge wire. So use this like 18 gauge or whatever it is, 20 gauge. Trump that on, like that. Like this. And it fits in there one way. Oh shit. This won't fit down inside that little hole there. Because the one they had on there, which I don't know, oh, here it is, I don't know where it went, a little smaller diameter ring connector. Let's see, we might be able to do this then. That. There it goes. That's nice and snug on there, or nice and flush down inside there. Yeah, that's one they had on there. Okay, let's see how this board's going to go. Because remember, I'm going to cut this wire. I'm going to cut it to length. It's not too short. So this is the fence sign. It's labeled right on their fence and fuse and ground and all that stuff. So I'm going to come around like this. There's that, it's fence. Now we're going to do our fuse, same wire. Little spade connectors. Fully insulated ones. Come on. Yeah, I thought about that when it happened. Alright, we're going to solder them. These are kind of an oddball shape. And so we will, solder iron is already powered up, so that makes that easy. You don't have to worry about warming up. Tin the wire. And then we're, instead of putting the wire through the hole and soldering on there, that makes it hard to replace. We're going to just lay it on top, put the solder that's on the wire and solder that's on the terminal, heat them both up together side by side, and they'll fuse together like that. And then we'll just cut this one long. We'll just cut it to length as we need to. And then we'll tin the wire on this one, and we'll put it right there on that terminal. And we'll hold these two side by side, top of each other, heat them both up together. Don't like that one. Move the wire a little bit. Come on, cool off, please. No, I didn't think it was in hold. It looked like it was in kind of a oddball spot position. Try that again. A little more solder on my iron so it's a little better heat transfer. Moving on me. There we go. That's a lot better. See, I'm going to pick the whole case up now. Okay. Well, I think for now we can get this board on there. I think the hard part's done. We still got to do all this wiring here and stuff. Where's the screws at? Alright, so now these two are fencing, or the fuse. So this one's our fence, so that one goes right here. These are fuse holder ones. So I need to cut these to length and they'll label on there fuse and fuse. Okay, which one? This is the back one, so this is going to go here. So I'm going to cut this to length. And this one's going to go right there. Cut that one to length. They're a little long, but I'd rather have them a little too long than not long enough to reach the board. Oh shit, I dropped that stick connector. I'll get it in a second. Okay. Now, strip this back. Still. Alright, so it's wired and broken. So I'm going to shave off the varnish that's on that copper wire. This is the ground terminal. It's pretty crusty. Had corrosion up inside the wire after the insulation was cut off. Okay, it's clean. And it's still long enough I can reach the board. This is the ground, so it goes right there. Neon bulb goes there, the other one goes there. These are both long enough, but they're pretty crusty too, so we're going to cut off. See how they look on the inside. Looks pretty good. Looks good too. Alright, put that on like that. Let's see. Nope, I think this has a right or wrong position on the bulb. So it says neon on one, neon lamp on the other. But this isn't an LED, this isn't got a polarity to it. Down the home stretch, hopefully, where we can finally test things out. Alright, let's put that there. Alright, let's do one more quick little blow through with the air and some of this excess crap floating around. Alright, well, let's plug it in and hope like hell that this stupid thing doesn't arc anywhere. Spent all this time replacing wires, and that's the new board and new wires here and connections all here. Alright, let's power strip off. Plug this in right there. Alright, let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, go. Arcing. That's that wire right there. It's arcing between the spark gap. Let's move this around like that. Okay. Let's see what it does now. Let's see. Is the light flashing on the front? No, it's not. What does that mean? Let's check this fuse, make sure I didn't put a bad fuse in there. Could be that. Nope. Well, that'll do it. Well, there's still a cap off one of my other fuse holders here. Let me go grab another fuse. Okay. Alright, now let's try it again. Fuse flashing? Or the light flashing? It is not. That doesn't mean there's still an issue. I mean, it could still be working. And that bulb could just be corroded up and bad. Let's turn it off for a second because we really can't get to the thing once we're here. Put that lead there. Turn it on. Come on. This needle gauge on my meter's getting stuck. Let's use this digital Gallagher digital fuse tester. This one here. I think the bulb just burned out or bad or whatever. Put our tester across there and see what it reads. I want this tester. Alright, let me go do some more digging. Alright, analog test is working fine now. It's just this mechanism there is getting jammed up there and stuck. You can see it's working, putting almost 10,000 volts out of the thing. Let's see if I've got a another bulb for thing. So the thing is working, it's functional and it's working like it's supposed to. You just got to get that bulb to flash. I'm going to do some looking here to see if I got another bulb for this. Alright, here's the lamp. I think this is the correct one for a Cyclops. They have their specialty made, but you can find these. But they don't always work with this setup because I think they've done something different inside here for this bulb. But it's the right size and everything, so we're going to try it. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it's these two connections right here. Alright, we're going to just plug it on. Come on. Alright, let's see if it'll flash. There it goes. Okay. Unplug it again. get this one out of there, we've got to push the outside or the inside out. The little tabs, you got to push those in. Should be able to. Oh shit! Drop my little screwdriver. Come on. Should be able to push it right out. Come on. It's like pulling teeth. There's the old one. It's pretty corroded up inside there. That bulb, the bulb itself is probably just burned out. But you really can't take this thing apart without breaking things. So now, new one, just throw it through the front. We'll push that in there. So that. Let's wind up on us just a little bit. We'll tighten it up. So plug this wire, kind of the power cord real quick. Let's close it up. Goes. Now it took a while. Whew. Probably spent an hour on this dumb thing. Alright, well thanks for checking out our channel. I gotta put this thing back together, call the customer up with the quote, and call her done. Thanks for watching. See you later.